Well, it's Thursday evening. It's your boy JC. Peace and love to you wherever you are. It's a glorious Thursday. You don't have to agree with me, and even if you agree with me, we're not necessarily sharing the same idea. It's your boy JC. I'm coming to you live from the place that we affectionately call the Icebox. It is Thursday evening. We're getting ready to rock the box. A king has been born. He hasn't been born. He's been around for quite a while. He's finally been crowned. That's what they say. We want to say thanks to the folks on the sister isle. They are celebrating in more ways than one. The Queen has returned, and so too everyone else that considers themselves to be from the sister isle. He's on the inside as well. He has his own tales, a kayak tourist, a story for children. We'll be chit-chatting about that, talking about the carnival, the ins and outs of it, and everything else that makes sense as we go forward. Folks, in case you're not aware, school reopens in just about 2 weeks. Yeah, the wizard was right. Now that the carnival is over, what are you going to do about it? Well, we'll see what happens. Well, good evening to all of our fans, the cricketing fans. Well, West Indies, that's a different story. They made you feel good, and then you're all, seriously? Voodoo again? But of course we say congratulations to the under-17s. They are in Trinidad in the CW Rising Star tournament. They literally completed a clinical victory against the Leeward Islands, winning by 71 runs. We want to say there's 2 Grenadians in fact on the team, and we want to in fact say well done to the team and to Clyde Tellisford, who is the coach. I've got 2 gentlemen in studio with me. It is way past their bedtime, and they assume that there's no coffee, but here there's a whole lot of things. One is an old GBSS boy. The other one, he's outnumbered. I didn't ask him which school he came from because I already know, and it's not that I'm all. Well, for the purpose of the conversation, I'll be nice to him. But outside of that, innocent is on the inside. My boy David Ambrose. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the program. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure having you. And
good evening, Joe. How are you?
You see, the problem is that he thinks he has been crowned all of a sudden and become part of his royal subjects. Yeah, maybe on the big stage and all of that. Either way, gentlemen.
You need to address the king with more decorum than that.
Yeah. Not on a Thursday night. Thursday night, JC reigns supreme. Yeah. For those of you wherever you are, we say welcome to the program. Before we go forward, I just want to get this out here. I want to apologize. The Queen, Sasha Laos, out of Carriacou, we were expecting her to join us via Zoom. However, up until the start of the program, they were having some serious challenges, as you can well appreciate, in getting a steady connection. So let me apologize for that. Dash, I don't think he dashed out of home quite early enough, but he's not here as yet. We are expecting him at some other point. But while we added though, Innocent, are you a fan of, you follow cricket?
Joseph,
and do not give me a political response.
When
follow cricket.
One of the reasons why I tried opting out, other than catching the flu, was because I was looking at Shamar Joseph, getting his fifer. But then when it was their turn to bat, and I said no, I'm going to work the box. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the game and you start balling, and then you start balling after that. Yeah. What?
Well, I started getting a bit edgy even when they were on the 9th wicket, when Gudakesh Moti started giving them runs and so forth. I'm like, what's really going on here? At 91 for 9, you have the 2 tail enders. Why should they go past 110?
Well, there's 2 things about it. It only shows that the game has evolved.
Yeah.
It has evolved. Gone were the days when tail enders were just what they were.
Bowlers.
Tail enders.
Yeah, bowlers.
Most teams now, they are made up of either specialist batsmen and everybody else are all-rounders.
Yeah.
And so it showed how the game has evolved. But it's interesting, David, in watching the game in Guyana, it took me back years ago. I don't know if you remember when we whitewashed the English, but this when Atherton and those guys came down, and they were in Guyana. And England, they bowled out West Indies for a meager total. But those were the days when we had enough faith in West Indies.
In our bowlers,
In our bowlers, team, but we trusted the bowlers that anything your bowlers are out for. Because remember, a guy that was in Guyana, and you start going, really? You bowl West Indies for 100? What? But then in those days, the confidence was so glaring. You knew whatever you bowled us for.
We're bowling you for less than that.
And that's what the story. Ambrose, are you into this?
Ambrose was on the team, wasn't it?
Ambrose was on the team, and you knew. You know what? We were like, you know what? Richie said, guys, let's not make a
But
fuss.
on another note, there are some hopeful signs that I'm seeing. Especially with Shamar, my namesake, Shamar Joseph,
That's your namesake?
Well, he's my cousin.
He's your cousin?
He's Joseph. All Joseph are related, right? And usually from Guyana, you're prone to get more spinners. But for him to be coming from Guyana and generating such pace, and this is still the formative years of his Test career, it augurs well for a futuristic plan for West Indies. But I don't know, man. West Indies just keep showing that their most consistent pattern is their inconsistency, and it's crazy.
Well, what's his name? I get his name is going to come to me. Superman. Superman was saying the other day in a Randy Sabasita on Sportsmax, and he said unequivocally, unapologetically, that they are just not interested in Test cricket.
Okay.
I think he said it. And because they were looking at and we've always made a reference to the influence of the shorter version of the game, and not just the influence it had on just some current crop of players, but even some of the older players. Because I keep saying, guys like Greenwich, Haynes, Phil Simmons, and those guys, when they finished playing cricket, what did they do? They went to coach in some other Phil went down Zimbabwe, and you wondered why all of a sudden Zimbabwe beating us, why Sri Lanka is beating us, and all these other teams, because it's our talent that went down to teach the guys this is the formula.
So which leads me to another burning query, in that why aren't we employing our guys who were the masters of the game? Why are we treating them with such scant courtesy that other people are? Look at this. I mean, even in recent times, what's his name? The guy from Trinidad. He was coaching England in the T20 squad.
Bravo.
Not Bravo.
Well, Bravo is in fact.
Bravo is coaching too.
With
he was captain for the T20 squad or T20 squad. What's his name again? Kieran Pollard.
Oh, Pollard. Yeah.
But those guys are not interested. It's about money now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why can't? I just read in a news article yesterday morning. This guy, he's ending his tenure as the CEO of Cricket West Indies, and he's moving on to a new challenge. But he's saying that CWI had 3 good years of surpluses. So why aren't these surpluses trickling down to the players and to the staff and the game in itself?
Well, I've always said, I don't know about you, Ambrose, you follow the game that passionately?
Yeah, not lately. I just want to know the scores.
Yeah.
I think I have been reduced to that now, and the only reason why I want to know the scores is just because somebody's going to ask me, because they expect me to know. Joseph, so I would keep tabs in that regards.
Speak the truth. It's for betting purposes.
No. I'm not mad at loss of turn, but honestly, the West Indies, it has never been for failure of talent. Talent has never been this.
Yeah.
For them,
application.
Something up here is
application.
But either way, good signs for Sharma. And I hope the shorter version of the game doesn't take him off a tail.
Hence the reason why I like that comment Michael Holden made when they asked him why he isn't commentating on T20 cricket. He said, "I love cricket."
Well,
just that.
I think Michael is at that stage where he has all the rights to say make any comments that he wants. I think the truth is we have to accept that the game of cricket has evolved. No arguments. It has evolved. It is T20, T10 is here to stay. What needs to be happening is that the administrators cannot be done, administration cannot be done independently. No. You have all these different folks who, people are not going to sit and watch a test match for 6 days where there's a rest day. When the days are the rest days, that's not going to happen anymore. Yeah. But I think there must be a caveat to it. In order to do one, you must. You must.
Yeah, you must.
And it must be a relationship between the owners, like Cricket West Indies, and these other international, let's say IPL, where you would say to them, listen, let's be a conversation. Let's preserve the game. You may have guys on your team, however, if this is happening, their first priority remains to
test cricket.
And stop giving those guys this big set of money that they haven't earned for
it's way too monetized,
man. Come on, to me, listen, each game you play, you ain't make money, come on, next. And if you can't afford to play for the West Indies while you can, then your talent should not be. But that's just me running my big mouth. You put me, you know, it would be good if I make the West Indies team, you know.
I know.
Because I know when you all see me go, the first thing Ambrose going to say, hey, but how Joe reach there?
Yeah.
How Joe reach there? They say just as how Joe does run him out, so he go run out.
Yeah.
But when I go in there, I go Ambrose.
You go run between wickets.
I go run between wickets. You understand? I will make a 50, and all of a sudden you start going.
Yeah. You're the later version of Rakim Cornwall.
But either way, we'll see how that next test match, how it pans out tomorrow. West Indies still 3 wickets. Was it 63 for 7? Yeah, so South Africa needed some 3 wickets, and West Indies, they're still behind.
It's still a competitive game, though.
It is wide open, because I don't expect West Indies to put up no resistance in the morning. Unlike the South African counterparts. So we're going to be reduced to 2 shorter version of the game. That even test match these days is being reduced to. That's how they play the game. That's how they play the game. I was telling somebody, remember years ago, when a team made 270 in a one day, you were guaranteed to win. 50 overs, 270 was runs on the board. The game evolved to the point now that if you don't make 350 in a one day, you lose. When T20 came out, if you made 150,
you're safe.
You're safe. Now, to guarantee a win,
you have to go clock almost 300.
Over 250.
But the game has evolved, but let's go. Things has evolved. We've crowned there's a new crown and a new king in town. And while we say that, I want to say congratulations to all of the winners of Spice Mass 2024. The fact that, as our old principal, he would always say, the fact that you participated, it means you were part of the process. And congratulations not just to Innocent who won the Calypso Monarch, but to all the others that participated, because without their participation there was going to be no innocence to be. Where's your crown though?
It's right there.
What kind of slackness is that, boy? Mr. Ashby was right all along. Well, let's talk about it, Innocent. I mean, I can only imagine that you still continue to absorb it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if absorbing it is the right word. I've come to terms with it now that yes, I am indeed, after a couple of days, right? That yes, I am indeed the Calypso Monarch. But other than that, it's, you know, it's... the spotlight is no strange place for me. I mean, it just gives me a sense of added responsibility and so forth now that I was told that I would have a number of engagements on behalf of the state and so forth, you know, to different functions here, there, and almost everywhere. But as it relates to the crown per se, it's just another day.
You've been too modest.
No, it's true. It's honestly true. I mean, even for example, after getting the crown on Monday morning, all right, right? Well, you know I'm into my farming, so I went home, took a couple hours sleep, and went up on the farm. And all the people in the area was like, "Where's the krong?" I said, "Well, the krong's somewhere home," you know. And when I had to leave to come here tonight, I had to take it out from where it is on a stand and put it close to the door so that I would not forget it.
But take us through the moment. Early Monday morning. You've gone through the presentations, you're waiting for results. Of course, you hear the names are going, they've been called. And I'm assuming they get to 5th position. Okay, innocent name hasn't been called as yet. I can only appreciate something starts to click inside me.
Well, okay, I'll be as true as I can be, right? From the start of the season with the 2 songs that I had, as It's No Secret, Mr. X was instrumental with The Party Is Mine, and Ajamo was the brainchild behind the Pan and Glory song. I had the ideas, but like I said, I've never written political commentary before. I always try to do philosophical songs. You know, nothing happens before its time, and can't keep a good man down, and never give up. That's my kind of thing. But when I looked at, you know, the political climate in Grenada, you know, and it's no secret, like I said, my political proclivity, I don't have to explain it, but the song The Party Is Mine is all about NNP's failure to hold that convention. That's all what it is about. And I boggled with it a bit in my head for a while, and I decided, because there were other songs that I was planning to do, you know, and I said, okay. Then I called Black Wizard. As a matter of fact, I went up to Posseda's house to get Black Wizard's new number in Trinidad. When I got there this Saturday morning, I was told he just came back from Trinidad. So I said, well, he must have Wizard's number. He gave me, and I called Wizard. I said, listen, I have this idea. These are the things I want to say, but I've never written a song like that before. And he was like, oh boy, under pressure, you know, but you know, Santa, we go try and see how we could put it together.
Right.
And when a week passed and I didn't hear from him, I was still brainstorming, you know, who, you know, because I know what I want. And then I said, oh man, my good partner, Mr. X. So I called Mr. X, and we're talking late May. And I said, X, this is what I have in mind. This is what I want to do. I need your help. And he was like, well, you know, said, now late. I said, I know it's late, but I know you could do it. Let us do it. Right. And he told me give him a week or 2. And the early part of June, he sent me a draft of it. I went up by Ajamo, because Ajamo just came in, and I said, this is what I have. Ajamo said, well, you know, I ain't working this kind of thing again, but you are one of the persons, based on the nature of your songs, I had to work with you, because... And we started, and from the time I heard the draft of the music, right, even when he just gave me the kick drum to get a melodic formation kind of thing, I said, Jams, this is a big song. Because when I look at the lyrical content and what I know Jamo would have done with it, I said, Jams, this is a big song. And after a while...
You said it's a big song, big enough to take you to the throne, or big enough that it would create and garner some momentum?
Well, I did not have the krong in my head as yet. All right? And we worked on the song for a while, you know. Ever so often I will just go up by him, sit down and play with his dogs first, and then go in the studio. But Jamo is just a musical genius, and I really and truly wish that he gets that recognition that he deserves, because he's just a genius, and he's a consummate professional. So he worked, and then when we did some more with the song, he said, yeah, you know, send that a big song. And then I started saying to him that I have another song called A Cry. That was going to be the second song. Again, Mr. X, A Cry. And I said, it's 2 slow songs, but I really wish the Majgra could have, because I started looking at the Majgra now with that one song. All right, I said, the Majgra will be so dead with this. I said, I wish we could have gone back to it. And I remembered a couple of years back, I had this idea in my head, this crazy idea of all the stalwarts in Pan who transitioned, met and formed an orchestra up there. So I had that idea of Pan in the Air. I started communicating with Colonel Roberts, that is Kitchener's son, who does a lot of composition as well. And we were talking about it. We drafted out. I gave him what I wanted. But I wasn't too satisfied with what I was hearing. So I said, Jams, I have this idea in my head, Pan in the Air. He laughed, he said, Pan in the Air, where you hear this thing? And he said, in any case, innocent, I ain't had time. I don't write calypsos like that anymore, and now it's too late, I don't have time. On about 3 occasions, anytime I go up there, I keep telling him, I say, well, we could do this song, Jams. I know we could do it. And I remember it was a Thursday night. I was up by him up to about after 9 minutes or 10. But what stimulated me to believe that we were going to do it is that after a while, every now and then you say, Pan in the air, Pan in the air. We're walking, but then he would come with this Pan in the air, Pan in the air. I said, So I got this little inclination that he will do something. Right. And I left there Thursday night, and when I woke up 3 o'clock Friday morning to come to work, there was a voice note from him. And when I checked it, it was instrumental with a vocal of Pan and Glory.
So you went through the back end with Mr. X and all of these different guys, yeah. And your ability, I think, often because we heard the song, and what was particularly interesting that you came out with, you did The Party's Mine, and you had another artist who had a song that sort of bore a similar
message,
theme.
Similar kind of message. Yeah.
And were you at any point in time concerned that maybe you may have to contend with this one against?
Not really. The songs had the same message trying to bring across, but as a piloting enthusiast, the angle of attack was different.
But what do you think was so different? Because the theme was the same. What in your estimation was different about your rendition?
I think it had a lot to do with the depth of the lyrical content. Something that also was very critical was the comparison with other scenarios to show ownership, because the name of the song is The Party Is Mine. All right, and as it said in the song, just as the Percy Air, you can't tell him what to do. It's his body. Same way is my party. So I think the angle of attack of the topic was a bit different.
It was a bit different. Ambrose, you're a man of many words. We've written many books, English. When I listen in a sense song, I got a lot of literary devices popping up.
Yeah.
Was it just me, or was it you as well as a teacher?
I haven't heard the song, but literary devices do a lot to lift the quality of any writing, whether it's song, especially in our Caribbean genres. How we speak is full of literary devices, a lot of similes, like when people cuss each other, simile straight. Yeah. So imagine how that would uplift a calypso. Yeah.
How important is that? Because you're taking it to a different level, and that's what I want us to do. Because very often you hear the challenge of Kaiso soca, and you hear lyrical you hear compositions, but not realizing that. Is it now for a time where we really start exposing our children and use soca, kaiso, as a tool that we can help to build, demonstrate the use of the English language, and hope that it becomes holistically part of who we are?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. When I work at TAMCC, so I teach communication studies. And we do a course called Language and Community, where we discuss our own language. And I'm talking about Canadian Creole English, or whatever variety of Creole English from a particular Caribbean territory. So I bring in a lot of music in that, Caribbean music, mainly calypso, sometimes reggae. But we pull out a lot of the literary devices that we use in our own way, in our own language, to see how that could bring that flavor to our language and how it spices up how we speak, how we communicate.
It's interesting you say that, and I see Innocent was bursting to make a comment, but it always takes me back 2 years of that song that Tangala did. When she go down and Gishi, Bunks in Low.
Bunks in Low.
Bunks in Low. And there was always, it's always historically the comical side to the song.
When she went down, I gave her.
So in Grenada, you inside a Queen's Park, you're singing When She Go Down and Gishi, and everybody appreciates that.
Yeah.
But there's always a comical side when he went to England and he decided, oh, these are the
He has to sing in the Queen's English.
He has to use the Queen's English.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden was When She Went Down.
I gave her.
I gave her. I mean, and you listen to it, and all of a sudden you start realizing that sometimes when she go down a gishi, which is not what you would use in any or recommend it on any given day as part of formal communication.
Right.
But
Formal.
yet,
The key word there is formal.
Context
but
is
yet though, when you sing When She Go Down a gishi,
Everybody understands what you're talking about.
And that's one of the characteristics of language.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
As long as you
communication,
understand.
getting the message across.
Do you think a lot of time these artists, Calypsonians, whether it be Calypsonian soca artists, they understand and realize the dynamics that's involved? Ambrose?
Listening to a lot of the compositions nowadays, I don't think so. They have a long way to. I'm talking about the soca guys. They have a long way to go to get that. Maybe I'm just a guy who listened to, still do, a lot of soca from the 80s and 90s when stories were involved in the song, the actual soca song, the party song. But we need actual writing in the soca.
Innocent?
Well, I always like to quote one of my old English teachers. Her name was Miss Gulaya. She was Guyanese. And she made me get a grade 1 in English because she taught English. And one of my strong points was composition. I could write. I could create things in my head. But she formalized it and saying that whenever you're writing a story, there must be the introduction, there must be the body, and there must be the conclusion. Okay, and I am seeing quite a lot of not that happening.
Tell me, what are you seeing? It's not happening.
It's I was having a conversation with a gentleman, can't remember, but it was recent, and he said, for example, Dash. He said last year Dash did a full song. He did an intro, a body, and a conclusion. And he did not win. He did it this year and he won.
Right.
So I tend to, it's like West Indies cricket. The people behind it. What are you looking for? What are you emulating in it? You know, whether my opinion, I'm old school. Right? I'm real old school when it comes to music. All right? I want a message. When I listen to a song, whether it's reggae, soul, or calypso, what was he trying to tell me? I look forward to that. And I find I'm seeing too much of non-messages.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to take it from your perspective, because the truth is, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah. And very often when I interview a lot of these younger artists, I keep saying, I met a gentleman today, and he says to me, he said, Joe, name two soca from this year. Today you're asking me that, you know. And I stop, and I'm like, he said, give me two soca from the 80s. and I was able to belt it off.
You could have given 2 million.
2 million.
Yeah,
and he says, for instance, he said, I only ask, he said, when I listen to you on radio, I realize you pay a lot of attention to music from the 80s, early 90s, those periods. And he asked why. I said, because it makes sense to me. When I listen to it, okay, I can relate to it. I understand it, whether or not the messaging and everything is there. But I keep saying a lot of these young guys, I don't know. But folks, we don't know where the music is going. When we come back, though, we're going to find out more about Innocent Joseph Gordon. Who really is he? We see him, we hear him. You saw him on the stage. When we come back, we're going to find out more about the man. But outside of that, we have a man that teaches communications instead of times, CC. He's a man he doesn't just teach, he pens, he's an author. And maybe he's going to help us try to appreciate and understand where we are going as a nation in terms of what is it we are exposed to. One of his books, A Kayak Tourist, a story for children. When we come back, we continue the conversation right here as we rock the box on a Thursday night.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say, I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Over the years and presently, customers have been winning exciting prizes while ensuring that benefits are realized for all Grenadians by supporting the games of the National Lotteries Authority.
I am Patrick Simmons, former Minister for Sports and National Athlete. The NLA has made significant investment in nation-building activities. Among them are the construction of health, sporting, cultural, educational, and community facilities. Additionally, they continue to provide funding to non-governmental organizations and individuals throughout the Tri-Island state. I support the NLA's mandate because I can see where the money goes.
Playing the games of the NLA guarantees support for sports, culture, and nation building throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Violence is never the answer. Let's talk it out. We need a safe space for our children to grow up, so let us respect each other. You see this little light of mine? I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna keep it burning. Remember, the answer is love. A message from the Ministry of National Security. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna keep it burning.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Spend $50 or more at any Hubbard's department or participating outlets for a chance to win free fuel, free drinks, free prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free Hub TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free Dutch Lady milk, free passes to Sunshine promotion events for 2024, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a free lunch package. But that's not all. Drive away in style in a brand new Isuzu D-Max. It sits, it doesn't guzzle. So fill out your entries and place them into the marked entry boxes. This promotion is brought to you in part by Dutch Lady, Danny, Promo, Supreme Bleach, Creative Chef, Grenlac, Floor, Salt Petroleum, Grenadian General Insurance Company Limited, Coca-Cola, Sunshine Promotion, Caribberies, Coop Bank, Sesame Spain, and Food Fear. Promotion runs from April 2nd to December 24. Terms and conditions apply.
We say we'll be jamming here on a Thursday. 8:30 we tuning in here. When you
Welcome back, folks. Your boy JC. Peace and love to you Thursday night. And I want to say thanks and good evening to two gentlemen that is in studio with me. One, he is the reigning monarch. Certainly, I would say again, congratulations to him, Innocent, on your attainment of your current status. Another gentleman that's in studio with me, he's an old GBSS boy. He currently teaches communications at the time TC, and he is also an author. You see him, he doesn't go around saying, he doesn't. I'm not sure if his head is in any way. Did they measure your head before they gave you the crown?
Did they what?
They didn't measure your head before you gave you the crown?
No.
No, okay, right. Okay. Resting on David's hand, let me see. David.
Yeah.
Okay, who head fit to wear the crown?
Big boy. That's not a good fit.
That's not a good David even well.
I think it fits right here.
Yeah, that
Yeah?
fit right there, yeah. So maybe they do measure.
Yeah.
They measure? Or they probably use a boli to measure you.
No, but as my barber would tell you, I started trimming since about Thursday because I had to really shape it down, you know.
Well, I don't have a barber because I don't have a need for a barber. I don't. But what I do have a need for ever so often, though, is a good book. And surprisingly, though, locally, there's an Authors Association, and there's a lot of young talent that's budding.
A lot.
I think when it comes to the Authors Association, you probably might be the old man in the midst, David.
Well, I was looking at it the other day. I'm looking at this list. I'm thinking, wait a minute, nah, boy, I'm actually the old man in this thing.
And interestingly, there are people who actually on the list that I didn't even know, like Gabriel.
You saw him today, right?
He asked someone, I'm like,
Jarvis?
And
Jarvis says,
and he's a veteran. He's a veteran in this thing.
And I'm like,
yeah, man.
wow. But what's happening in the industry, though?
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, I'm one of the directors of Grenadian Published Authors, which is a group of Grenadians who are authors who have published. And I can tell you there are a lot of Grenadians who have published. There are Grenadians who have published that I don't even know about. I have a list that I've been compiling for about 2 years now of Grenadians who have published. And today, in August, the number of Grenadians on that list is up to 153, I believe. In January of this year, I had 108 names.
Right.
So between January and August, I found a lot of names. Many of them are first-time authors. I think you met. Did you meet Naomi Alad today in St. George's? She's new.
Okay.
Alison Prince, she's new as well, a new author. She published a children's book. Wizard published. Wizard newly published his book, The Making of a Wizard. So his name is a new entry on the list.
And I guess you also have Tanti Shums on the list.
Yeah, and then of course Tanti Shums is on the list as a first-time author as well. So a lot of Grenadians are publishing. I published my first book in 2015. That's White Spice right here. And at that time in 2015, I think about four Grenadians published that year. I definitely remember Cindy Mackenzie publishing that same year as well. So as the years progressed from 2015 to 2024, Grenadians continued to publish across the genres. So I think traditionally Grenadians have been publishing non-fiction, maybe the theses and things like that.
Right.
But now we see people are getting into creative writing.
What in your estimation is driving that new interest?
Right. In writing, Grenadians have stories to tell. We have a lot of stories to tell. Some of the stories may be true stories that they've decided to tweak and modify so it appears to be fiction. A lot of times people say behind every fictional story there you find some truth. You know, like my Bogle story, people ask me if that's my own story, that time in Bogles. It's not necessarily my own story, but I take from some of my experiences in Carriacou. For example, the boat ride between Grenada and Carriacou in the 80s, the boat would take all day. It's not like the Osprey now. You went up with Eastwood?
MV Eastwood,
Don't eat before you go on Eastwood.
Because you know.
So those kind of boats. I mean, Eastwood, compared to the boat that I described in that time in Bogles, was a fast boat.
Right.
Here, this boat would take like 8 hours. They depended on wind, energy, the sails.
Right.
Like one of those windjammers or something like that. But behind every piece of fiction, you do have some truths, some of our personal experiences as authors, or somebody's personal experience, maybe a family member, a friend, or something.
But you made a very important point, and I'm probably going to ask Innocent as a writer to chime in on it. Grenadians. And I'm assuming it comes naturally from our ancestors. We are storytellers. You ask we know to make up a story. We ask us, boy, what happened in town today? Papa Bonje, or if you know, and you're waiting. And that's how the story starts. That is how the story starts. But why is it though that if we are such natural storytellers, we can be very expressive? How is it though that we see, and the statistics might be there, but it always seems to be a challenge when it comes to our ability to express ourselves. We were talking about our children, our young athletes, when they go out, being able to conduct and have an interview and express themselves with color and flair. Why there seem to be a breakdown when they get to that point?
Yeah, that's a good question there, and the context is important as well.
Right.
When you're in a setting where there doesn't seem to be that figurative, perhaps, and literal spotlight on you, then you tend to be more relaxed. And that context brings out that spirit in you where you could tell the story with a lot more freedom. You know, and in the Grenadian culture and context, we could use, just like you used a lot of the original patois words and things like that, slipping into the English, the standard English, and the Papa Bonje. So we had to look at the context as well.
I think it has a lot to do with people's self-confidence. I think it has a lot to do with that because we have stories to tell.
Right.
We have stories to tell, but our own personal inhibition tells us, if I write that, nobody ain't gonna buy that. Because people are of the opinion that you always have to write it in the Queen's English and all these sort of things. And these sort of inhibitions come on, not realizing that if you write it in your own words, in your own way, it might just be that seller because of how you expressed it.
And Ambrose, that's where the whole conversation about communication comes in. And while we had it, I mean, I've heard, we talk about the Queen's English, that the people from Wales and so speak. And boy, if that is the Queen's English that they are speaking, I better just leave right now and go to a different planet.
I remember seeing a program on BBC once, and the program was in English, but there were English subtitles. The subtitles were in English, so that the general audience would be able to understand what the characters in the program were saying, or the guests or whatever. I can't remember if it was a talk show or a TV show, but anyway, so that the characters in that program would be able to be understood by the audience. We had to read the subtitles, you know, and the thing was in English. The people were speaking English, but that dialect was not in the was not necessarily in the standard dialect.
But as an author, though, do you think it's unfair? Because you would hear, in many circles, and for example, one of the glaring ones, and Innocent, I know you hear it more often because you're still on the morning show. Would off, could off, and I hear people make. I mean, I am not going to make it. I would be at various those who I'm a stickler for the parishes. The parish is St. George, it's St. Andrew, St. John. So we're not going to get into that. But he woulda, coulda, and you'd hear individuals, they will go to the moon and back as to why we don't necessarily use the quote unquote. As a teacher of communication, do you have a concern with that, Ambrose, in the context of you hearing your students?
I always start my classes every semester or every period, because we do 9-week modules, every module I would say, by banning a few things, a few structures and a few words. So I tell my students, do not use would have if you want to express the simple past tense. Just use the simple past tense. Do not use the word like unnecessarily. Everything is like this, like that, like good morning, like I was here and so on. The word literally, please, I don't want to hear the word literally unless the context is clear. You know, a few of these things I ban, and it works actually. I wouldn't hear that for the whole semester.
You
know, because we have to wipe these things out. We want to, and by the way, if you read my books, in my books, the characters speak in our native Grenadian English Creole. So we have to see ourselves as being bilingual, standard English and our own non-standard dialect.
For me, my argument has always been, listen, at home, there is a time for dialect, and there's a time for when you move up. So all I have to say is, Jaden, and he understands.
That is not the time for this one.
This is not the time for this kind of dialect. Let's have a formal, let's use formal language and speak to each other. But there's the issue of communication, and I know when you write as a teacher, as an author, when you write, the idea is to be able to get a message across. It's an important element to communication. You have to be able to, this is the information, there's a medium. Whatever I say to Gordon must be able to assimilate it, process it, and give a response. I said, that's where you get the convergence between the dialect and the whatever things.
But if I may ask, I'm gonna switch to my morning role now as the interviewer. Where did this would have and could have and should have came? This is something recent. In midterm past, sometimes I myself fall in that trap, and I'm trying to figure out where it is. Oh, I would have drank some water. I drank the water.
You drank it,
but it was always there.
Yeah. So but it wasn't so frontal.
But the challenge is now, because we have advanced. No longer are we having these conversations in the confines of our living room where your family hear you. And it wouldn't bother you. Do you understand what you're saying? I woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But not only from that angle, Joe, the woulda, coulda, shoulda thing, but it is becoming part of professional communication now, and that's bothersome for me.
Yeah, that's worse.
Because it's you listen to politicians talk, and we would have built a bridge, but why didn't you?
Did you build a bridge? Yes or
why
no?
didn't you?
What happened? Why you didn't build this bridge?
And I'm saying this is not something that is so distant. It's in recent times I'm seeing it creeping in more and more.
Oh, yeah.
We would have done this, and we would have. And there's one of my callers every morning. You know, he makes a big issue of it, and it's true. It's real.
But should we really and truly be trying? My argument has always been your ability to understand situational awareness. When do I switch and appreciate? If I have to write to you, although there's always a challenge, and there's a challenge because we've practiced culturally the bad language. When we go to school, that's what we write. But did you think, Ambrose, it's more important that a teacher be able to say, well, both of you gentlemen, that a teacher be able to say to a student, listen, you could use the bad grammar, you know. The question is, when do you appreciate the need to make that transition? Because I'm very certain, and you would know, innocent, there's certain things we may or may not say if you and I having a conversation. But once that mic opens, your brain goes into a different part
context,
where you know.
But then doesn't the English language accommodates when you go off track in some of the figures by using inverted commas and so forth?
Teacher, tell us, what do you do in the books?
So that's why context is always so important.
Right.
You know, our official language is English. And we're talking about standard English. It's the language of education, language of business, and things like language of administration and so on. I remember a few years ago, our own Ministry of Education, I can't remember what year, but probably before 2020, our own Ministry of Education said, hey, it's okay for our students communicating in non-standard English.
Right.
And to me, that's okay. But if you're in a classroom setting, you're doing a formal presentation.
Correct.
Standard English.
Yeah.
You're on the block, you're liming with the fellas. Man,
let it be.
Let it be.
Because remember in school when you were doing those foreign languages, there are teachers that would tell it, listen, once your Spanish teacher would say to us, once I enter the class,
talk Spanish.
Spanish. Nobody communicates in English. And that got you into that of being able to appreciate how do you conjugate the verbs? Because when sir or miss comes into the class, you know there is no room for even one word in English. From the time she walks in, buenos dias, como esta, and you are going on and on.
Communicating that,
You're communicating that. So maybe, is it a failure though, maybe in the classroom, that maybe the teachers themselves are not allowing the children?
I was hoping you wouldn't go there.
Well, I don't know.
I was hoping you wouldn't go there, Joe.
Into one of your books, though. Let's look into one of your books. Zone 1.
Oh, you sure you want to go Zone 1?
Yeah, let's go to Zone 1. I saw Zone 1, a Grenadian short story. And I think even if you have never read Zone 1, Gordon, I am just going to lend for one of the lines. And it says, the conductor leaned far out a window looking for additional fares. A decent mid-morning crowd of 7 people waited in the shed. Granans!
Yeah.
But you know that grind is it annoys me.
It annoys you?
Yes. Because it has become a culture now. And I think it's not just the grandest thing that annoys me, but it's what they have added to it, that lack of respect. As soon as they see you, up in your face, your pants halfway down your anatomy, and you look as if you just jump out of some little matchbox, and up in my face want to talk to boss. I know where I'm going. But you tell me, how does the book?
I was just lounging around one day, and it struck me that, hey, I have a story here, man. The scene in Grandance on a Christmas Eve, on any day, but especially on a Christmas Eve when the traffic is so much, people all over the place getting busy, shopping for the next day, perhaps the Christmas day. You have pedestrians, just annoying drivers annoying pedestrians. You know, everybody the whole place getting tied up. So why not tell the story from the point of view of a police officer, a motor officer? So that's why on the cover you have the police bike right here. And I remember when I took this picture, I took this picture years before I wrote this book, this story. I was just passing in town, and it was one of the newer bikes, so I just snapped a picture, and then that's what I used.
You sure you didn't look at that Jamaican comedy Titus? Titus was calling traffic.
Oh, yeah. So this story just follows a motor officer as he's patrolling the Grandance Road. And it's not just about buses, because we might think the buses are the only vehicles that tie up the traffic and so on. The story is set in 2016, so the traffic then wasn't even as bad as it is today. But I just had to exaggerate some of the crazy things,
Actually, it's not exaggerated.
I have a scene here where we have one of the buses crossing the Morris Bishop Highway, the median that goes the stretch part of Morris Bishop Highway. Instead of going all the way down to the Truby roundabout and coming back up, he saw some people on the other side as he was going down towards the Cali side. Man, I'm not going all the way down. Climb over and come on the other side to go back up.
Remember the days when you must go down, but before you could have just gone through the intersection and come over. But that has seemed to become a culture. It had come to represent the South. Because there's no other part of Grenada that you go where this sort of behavior and culture seems to exist. You know, before when a driver saw a passenger's, hey, brother, sister, tanty, auntie, and they were polite about it. Yeah. But that kind of conundrum they create down in the South, where there seem to be no regards for law. And I've often argued that Grenada has become one of the most lawless countries there is in the Caribbean. And people tell me, don't say that.
In terms of traffic and so on? Or
not just traffic. I mean, the traffic reflects it. They tell when you want to leave the bus terminus, you do not pick up passengers until you get to the next bus stop. But you see, for example, busmen playing peekaboo with the police. When it now gets so bad, the conductor comes into the bus, the driver is in slow motion, and he peeping to see where the police is, and he would drive around the market about 100 times, pick up people, and you start going, why are you going through all of that innocent just to break the law?
And that lends into your theory that we've become lawless, because the busmen and conductors can do it on their own. The passengers, the commuters have to be part and parcel of it, because you know what peeves me, Joe? You go to New York, you go to Toronto, you go to England, wherever, and the same people who behave in that manner here,
fall in line, bro.
They fall in line. They know that the only place they can be picked up or dropped off is on the bus stop, and they adhere to it.
Nobody inquiring, nobody inquiring.
Nobody protesting.
But and then you look at how this behavior has been left unattended to all these years, and it only takes me now in Carnival. I only heard the police issued a report this year. regarding the season, and you are seeing all of these increases in certain sort of criminal activities. You have that case where this young fellow, of course, he's been remanded to Her Majesty's prison, and asked me, why would you want to go leave home Juve morning with a gun in your waist? You go to a public place and you want to behave as though this is the wild, wild west, and it starts making you realize it. Are these issues, are they immediate? Or these, what we see now, is just the roosters coming home? We have been left it unattended to all these years. But as an author, as an author, we look. Can we change this? How do we change this? And maybe our Authors Association, maybe those are some of the things they can start writing about, those issues, penning them and highlighting them.
Yeah, a lot of stories in there. A lot of stories in there. Stories could be penned, perhaps to help society see how we look, because then they'll be looking at, as the audience, at ourselves, how we do things and how badly we look. Sometimes it takes reading about ourselves, or if we're looking at film, looking at ourselves before we can say, wait a minute, we just do that? Are we looking so bad? Are we doing all that? Maybe it's time to stop. Change.
Have we got to the point where Grenadians, they have an appreciation for local writers?
Yeah, I think so. We were in St. George's today with books. We had to have 2 tables of books there. That tells you how many books we're showcasing nowadays. And people were, again, pleasantly surprised at the spread of books, at the variety of genres, because we're talking about not just children's books, but going all the way up to history and biographies, fiction, a lot of poetry. We were looking at crime, we were looking at drama. So people are shocked. And I remember one time, some years ago, somebody read one of my books, White Spice, and she came to a function that we were selling, and she said she was surprised the book was written by a Grenadian. So I'm looking at her wondering if I should be displeased or pleased. What does that mean? I asked her why. It was so good that a Grenadian couldn't write that. So I'm thinking, really?
And I guess you said that. Maybe it comes back from a historical perspective that we assume that anything in a book must have been written by
somebody else.
Somebody on the outside. And for it to be good literature,
it has to be brought in.
It must be brought in.
England or something.
But there's a concern that I have, right? Whereas I am very appreciative for the rising authors coming forth, but are we preparing our people to consume the work that you all are doing? One, are we stimulating people to read more? And when I say read more local. Are we making the necessary moves so that our writing or literature can get into the school's curriculum? Because as we were speaking before, we have a situation where one of my good friends, Raphael Crocetta Johnson, published a mathematics book. It's not being used in Grenada, but it's being used outside. So are we preparing our people? I mean, I have always advocated for us to have more writers, and I've interviewed quite a few. But are we hitting home with it?
Maybe, as it said, there's the old adage that a king has no honor in his country. Well, as we say, we talk about king. The king is on the inside. We get to know more about him. We'll take a quick break though. But when we come back, we are going to rock the box. We're going to pit the king against one of his loyal subjects that won't be me. That's where we take the conversation when we come back on the Thursday night as we rock the box.
You're going to dissect the king.
We'll be right back, guys.
Rock the box, we say, GBN, we say, arts and culture.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Blow, keeping you connected.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
As Spice Mass is back in full swing, Deco Industries is always ready to serve you. For all your customized t-shirt printing, Deco Industries. Deco Industries, your one-stop gas station services. Now open in 24 hours from Friday, July 19th until August 31st at the Tempe Junction. Deco Industries, your #1 distributor for liquid nitro energy drink, mountaintop spring water, Swirltail, keeping you energized, keeping you pumping. Contact us today on 440-3009. A platinum represents. Go ahead, do it up like a good Michelle.
It's the Quartz Appliance Event. Cook it, fry it, bake it on a new Mabe stove for only $1,799. Stack it, pack it, and chill it with a Frigidaire 4-mount fridge for $2,749. Laundry piling up? Wash it, spin it, dry it in a Frigidaire 17-kilogram washing machine top, only $2,399. Get it now and pay later. It's the Quartz Appliance Event, only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offers end July 24th, 2024. Conditions apply.
We say, yeah, GBN we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box we say, I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box we say, I'm telling you.
Welcome back, folks. Your boy JC. Thursday evening, we live. We're coming to you. We're inside of the ice box. It's something could be daringly cold inside of here, but it's a bit warm tonight. Not as cold as it would normally be. But here's what we are going to rock the box. But while we do that, we'll also use the opportunity to find out more about the man himself. You see him on mornings. You sometimes feel like telling him, like the lady that called the other day and she was saying, I don't know why you cut out the lady for when she was saying that Carnival was about a whole lot of tailor-lay. That's what it was about. Let the lady be. What's wrong with you? We will find out more about the man. But then while we do that, we also want to rock the box. Here's how we rock the box. We pick a musical video, and you play yours, I play mine. Then the video, the general public is going to call to decide which one is rock of the box. Here's what it's going to be. Normally, it would be me against everybody else. And that is so unfair because they can't beat JC. The JC brand is a well-established brand. And I don't want to set you up to make you believe because you're wearing your head fit to wear the crown that me, J. Joe, would be a loyal subject to you.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. All three of us. We're going to pick a selection. So, David, you pick, being the generous man that I am, and you know, the gracious host, I'll flip a coin, and I'll allow you, Dave, to pick your video. I mean, there's going to be no limit to which generation, whichever you're going to go. I mean, it is carnival, quote unquote, so we probably still keep it within that genre. But the timetable doesn't really matter. Whether or not you want to go 80s, 90s, here we are. Pick a song, pick an artist, pick a song. Let's go. If you're brave enough, let's see if your head really fit to win the crown.
Pressure, boy, pressure.
Pressure?
Yeah, there's so many Calypsonians.
And you probably want to pick one that probably for some reason they may have done a musical video for the purpose of television. So at least we can...
Right. Yeah, okay. What Flying Cloud videos we have? We have any Flying Cloud videos?
Flying Cloud. Okay, I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's videos for Flying Cloud, but I mean, if we can't find a video, we could always still play. Because it's probably going to be on YouTube anyway. Yeah. So, which one?
I remember in 1995, Flying Cloud did a song. To me, it was kind of underrated too. You remember the song Whoop Whap?
And the more you play it, somebody asked me the other day, where I get all these selections? Whoop Whap. Okay, so that's your selection. Guys, so let's go. Flying Cloud. Let's find this. I don't think there's a video for it, but I know the song is somewhere on the YouTube. So Kellon, Whoop Whap, Flying Cloud. That's where Brother David is headed.
Yeah, we're heading for that.
So we'll allow you to find that selection for us in the meantime. When you find it, you let me know. But Innocent.
Yeah.
Tell us your full name. What is your real name, sir?
My real name is
your birth name.
Gordon Joseph.
Gordon. Where did Innocent come from? The shortened version.
Right. I grew up in church. In my day, that it wasn't an option. On Sunday morning, you had to put on your church clothes.
So you broke away then?
No, I ain't break away.
I just asked you.
I've just expanded my horizons.
Outside of the church door?
Well, I can't do everything inside.
Okay.
Yeah, and shortened version of it. The name Innocent came about because I did that show, Jade, that gospel band, had that show called Gospel Splash.
Yeah.
I did Gospel Splash in April or May. All right, and in June, I wrote 2 calypsos because I like calypsos from a child growing up. That's what was playing home. So I like calypsos. All right, hence the reason I can sing some of the old songs. But the calypso thing started getting to me. Bernstein, former extempo king, we were riding bees. Whenever you see me, look somewhere around, Bernstein is around. That's how we rolled.
Hold on. Kellon, you ready for me? Yeah. Okay, so we've got Whoop Whap. Okay, so see that we've got Whoop Whap. Innocent, what's your selection?
There's a song that, strange enough, I'm trying to get the right name for it. Out of Carnival, my favorite music is not necessarily calypso. I was at the Country Kitchen a couple months back, and that song was playing, and it brought tears to my eyes there. And whenever I play it, even in GBN, it's a tearjerker. It's Just an Illusion by Julia Zara.
Wait. Listen. You are not coming and break ranks, king or no king. You, Julia, and the rest of the clan
could think again.
Fall back in line. I want a local
song.
Oh, a local you want? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. Seasonal song.
Okay,
Doesn't matter which generation. You and Julia. You and Julia had a thing?
Of course not.
Give me a local selection.
One of my favorites is so many favorites in local, but
pick one.
Randy Isaac had a song, Señorita.
Okay. So we're going to find Randy Isaac, Señorita. So guys, let's do this. So you can open them so when we're ready we can play. So you're going to go with find Randy Isaac, Señorita, and David is going with Whoop Whap. That would give, I think I've already known which direction I'm going already. Yeah. But of course, I reserve mine for the last. So we're going to go with David's selection first. Are you ready to go with David? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, Grenada. This is David's selection. He's going with the man flying cloud.
Francis Daniel.
Whoop Whap. A classical. Trust me.
Greetings to all you soca.
Give us some volume on the inside.
Are you ready? Welcome to the house of... And if you like the whoop-up, darling, you just tell me so. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving. So she tell me, baby. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving. So she tell me, baby. Whoop, whop, you had me on the floor, honey. Whoop, whop, you jam me through and through, baby. Whoop, whop, you had me on the ground, darling. Whoop, whop, you turned me round and round. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving. So she tell me, baby, give me more. I say I want more, darling. I say, give me more. I say I want more. Give me more. I want more.
Okay, wow. Some of the days when
the gentleman surprised me, boy.
He surprised you?
Yeah.
I don't agree with you, David. It is one of the highly underrated songs. But when the more you listen to it, you start thinking, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you bust it in a dance or in any function.
Yeah. But Joseph, it must be noted, excuse me, that Flying Cloud, while he sang, he was noted for his melodies. And he found his right musical arranger to complement him, Lester Paul. They had a synergy that once you hear Flying Cloud, you heard Lester.
Right. So we got David. We got David, his selection, Whoop Whap.
Well,
what's your selection?
The production guy couldn't find the Randy Isaac I was looking for, so then I'll go with a Jamo's Congo Pepper.
Okay, so Congo Pepper is what you are going to go with. And now that we've said that, I think I've zoned in on what I want to go with. I'm going to go with the Black Wizard, when the carnival's over.
That's unfair, Joe.
Sorry?
That's unfair.
In a sense, at your age, you must know that there's nothing fair but life.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah.
Who said life was fair?
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
It was never. It isn't. And yes, yes. When the carnival's over, and the quicker we teach our children, life isn't fair.
Yeah.
You will make decisions, and you have to be able to live by the decisions you make. Therefore, you make the right decisions. Don't tell me about friends and who and all of that.
Well, you might not always make the right decision, but always make the best one.
I'm ready for a jam.
Yeah, let's see a jam.
Let's go.
Congo pepper.
And sexy, but you wouldn't give me a dance at all. Every time I try, you make me look small. You're giving me worries on the dance floor. What is really wrong, girl? I want to know. Yeah, oh girl, you hot like a Congo pepper, girl. Right now you make me want to ball. Hot like a Congo pepper. When you move your waist, make blood that's crawl. Hot like a Congo pepper. Right now you make me want to ball like a Congo pepper. If I get the food I eat.
Well, it must be the whoop up.
Yeah.
Maybe it must be the whoop up she gave him. I don't know. It must be the whoop up. I have no idea. So, folks, we're going to vote on this. We're going to do this, and we'll take the vote up to 5. But of course, I've got to give you my selection. Remind you, when it's all said and done, you like the Kaiser, you like the carnival, you like the madness, you like the whoop whoop, you like the feeling that you get from the Congo pepper. But I got to remind you, folks, that now that the carnival is over, what happens?
We still need a brighter day.
We still need a brighter day.
The problems ain't going away.
Problems ain't going away. Never, ever, ever, ever. That's my selection tonight. Let's go, Kellon.
That's a powerful one.
You singing too much politics. That is why you keep getting licks, Calypsonian. Carnival is gay abandoned. So just sing me the roadman songs to wine and jam. Girl, I love me bacchanal too. And I want to jump up with you on Juve Mon. But on the other hand, I have to be concerned about this land. Because when the carnival over, we still need a brighter day. When we done dance this soca, our problems won't go away. National debt levy will still be here.
Yeah, after we go through the whoop whoop, we enjoy the Congo pepper. The carnival comes to an end, and we still need a brighter day. Number is on screen: 440-1252. That's the number that's on screen, and we're going to let the general public let them speak. So, you are originally from where?
Moya, to be precise.
Went to school?
Tivoli RC, McDonald College.
McDonald College?
Yeah.
McDonald College, yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember there was a year that McDonald College actually tied with GBSS for intercall. That was somewhere in the 90s.
Yeah. The likes of Tima Gilbert and...
Somewhere in the middle 90s.
That was, 2004.
4? Oh,
sorry, not to the... Well, McDonald tied 2004 as well, you know.
I can't remember that one.
Yeah. That was Ivan, yeah.
But I'm just trying to remember where I heard that name from.
Yeah, I know.
You have to forgive me.
I know.
Forgive me.
I know how you feel.
We have a caller. We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Good night.
Hi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Andrews.
Calling from St. Andrews. I got a question for you. Who's rocking the box tonight?
Flying Cloud.
Flying Cloud. What? Okay. Flying Cloud is off and about. Guys, can you give us some volume on the inside? Yeah, so Flying Cloud is off and running. If you're just joining us, reminding you again the selections. Dave did Flying Cloud, Whoop Whap, the king himself, and I was surprised that the king didn't pick one of his selections.
Well, Joseph, if you listen to my program, you'd realize I seldom play my songs.
No. Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'm just saying I was disappointed that the king didn't pick one of his selections. He, of course, went in one of his idols, of course, the man. But you have a caller online. Hello, caller.
Hello, good night.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And where are you calling from?
St. George's.
St. George's. I got a question for you. Who's rocking the box?
Of course, the king.
The king is rocking the box.
The king.
The king is.
The king.
I hope that wasn't a sympathy vote.
The king is rocking the box.
Thanks for the caller. Well, you say we don't have good foot, you all take in front. The king and his loyal subjects, they're off and running. 440-1252. So you went to McDonald College. Thereafter, you actually taught at the primary and secondary school level?
Yeah, I started teaching in Hermitage Government School. But same thing like now, when a teacher went to teachers college, they pull you in to do a 2-year stint. So when that person came back, I was sent to Hermitage Government. Same thing when the person came back, I was sent to Paraclete Government.
I think I have a caller. Kellen, for some reason, I'm hearing you very low on the IFB, yeah?
Hello? Hi.
Right, hello, caller.
Good night.
Where you calling from?
Dabo.
I got a question for you. Who's rocking the box?
Flying Cloud.
Flying Cloud. The man's rocking the box on the inside. Thanks a lot, caller. What, the author doing things?
Why are you cutting the collar so short?
Because time, and we want to make sure we get some more votes in. 440-1252. That's the number on the inside. So you at Hermitage,
Hermitage, then Paraclete. Then I went to work in the bank. I was in Barclays for a while. Then I went off to study, came back, went back into teaching. My last teaching role was actually the IT teacher at Granville Secondary School.
Hold that thought right there because we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller. I don't want to cut you off. I don't like doing that. I'm not innocent, so I don't want to cut you off. But we always say to you, once you're on a live, you move away from the device.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good night.
Could you turn down the radio, the whatever device that you're next to?
Okay.
Television. Great. That's much better. And as a rule, because I know you want to hear yourself, but who's rocking the box? Wizard is rocking the box. Thanks a lot, caller. Peace and love to you. And again, just a gentle reminder, not just to rock the box. Once you call in the station for any live program, and it's not just to rock the box, whether it's radio or television, it creates a feedback that allows the call, compromises the quality of the call, and by extension, the conversation. So that's why when you call in a sense in the morning, and you would see the expression on his face, he starts saying, well, what is wrong with them? Turn, move away now. I'm
one particular caller that does me that.
We have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
And where are you calling from?
St. Paul.
St. Paul's. Question for you. Who's rocking the box?
Flying Cloud.
Flying Cloud, whoop whap. What, boy? A lot of people get whoop whap for the season. Thanks a lot, caller. 440-1252. That's the number on the inside. Innocent is here with me. We also have David Ambrose. He's an author and he tutors at the time CC. Let's go. Do you have another caller? Yeah. Yes, we have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, good night.
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright.
And where you calling from?
St. Andrew.
St. Andrew. I got a question for you. Who's rocking the box?
I could say Jamo.
And Jamo is rocking the box. Well, them fellas, thanks a lot, caller. Let me get my wallet here.
Facial expression.
Let me get my wallet here. You know, JC, anything for the people. Anything for the people. We wait for another caller. So you went teaching, then you're now in the media. How did you reach here?
Hamlet Mark.
Hamlet Mark. Well, that's a good entry point to the media.
Yeah.
That's a good entry point. Do you have a caller on the line?
Yes, good night.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry?
How are you?
I'm fine.
And you're calling from where?
From St. David's.
St. David's, I got a question for you, St. David. Who's rocking the box?
Black Wizard.
The Black Wizard is rocking the box. Let's do this.
Yeah.
440, thanks a lot, caller. 440-1252. I remind you that whatever happens, listen, whether it's a whoop whap or anything else, now that the carnival's over, I hope you guys are starting to realize that school opens in just under 2 weeks. I really do hope so. I also hoping that you realize that you need to get reacclimatize your children's sleeping pattern. They've been up over 1 o'clock, do some funny things, God alone knows. Don't wait until Monday and wondering why the child can't wake up. He's been sleeping until 12 for the last 2 months. We have a caller on the line? Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good night.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And where you calling from? From Guelph. Got a question for you. It's now one hour. Money on the line for this one. Who's rocking the box?
Flying Cloud.
The Flying Cloud. Well, look at how that man go flying away with the crunk. Well, innocent, you're crunk in trouble, boy. I hope you're willing to crunk the man tonight.
Well, of course.
I hope you're crunk him tonight.
Of course.
Okay, so let's go. It is Flying Cloud 4, Ajamo 2, and the Black Wizard 2. 440, we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Good night.
How are you, caller?
Yeah, I'm all right.
And where you calling from?
I'm calling from Tivoli.
Tivoli. Question for you. Who's rocking the box?
Tivoli.
Yeah? Tivoli's rocking the box? I agree with that.
Innocent.
Innocent is rocking the box. Peace and love to you, comrade. Let's do this. 440-1252. We're almost out of time. It is 10 o'clock. We have a rebroadcast of the 7 o'clock, the nightly news edition. It comes up in just a bit, but we have to get taking another call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Innocent rock the box. Nice.
Innocent is rocking the box. He moves to 4. The Black Wizard. Hey, where is he, boy? Was he still in Trinidad?
Yeah.
In Trinidad? Flying Cloud and the whoop whap. Well, I want to see the coronation tonight. Let's do this. 440-1252. That's the number on the inside. Who is it going to be? I'm out of contention. So, like, Daddy Biden, Old Joe, will go on the side. Right, I'll go on the side. But let's see who's on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello, good night.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
And you're calling from where?
St. George's.
St. George. Question for you. Who's rocking the box?
Innocent.
Innocent.
Innocent, good night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boy, you bite a bullet. I don't know if you're challenging the revolution, you know. But Devo, he bite a bullet tonight.
Yeah. Joseph, in 2015, I think it was at 14, I did Nothing Happens Before It's Time. Maybe that is just Innocent's time.
Maybe it is just your time. It's all going away. Folks, we are really truly out of time, but certainly, if you have Devo, you get 30 seconds to give a young person and tell them one reason as to why they should consider being an author. What would you say to them?
Writing allows a person to express his or her feelings confidently especially if they may lack the confidence to do so in front of a camera or in front of a mic. So there are a lot of people who write using other names, other pen names, but they get their opinions across, and we're not necessarily talking about creative writing, but their opinions about various issues. So you do have the power of the pen to do that through writing.
The pen will always be mightier than the sword.
Correct, is right.
In a sense, you've been doing this for quite a while. Maybe 2024 is in fact your year. What's the biggest story in this for you? 30 seconds.
I like to resort to my songs. The same way I did Nothing Happens Before It's Time, I said never give up. All right? It doesn't matter whatever your career path or your passion is. It's not a smooth road, it's not a bed of roses, it's going to be challenging, but once you know what you want, and you want it bad enough, Mr. Ray Charles from McDonald College had this philosophy, stick-to-itiveness. Stick to it. It happens in God's timing.
Stick to it. It happens in God's timing. I always say to you, each and every day that you rise is an occasion to find a new version of yourself. Yesterday's all gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Tomorrow is yet to come. Why lose sleep over it? Let's enjoy the virtues and values of the present. It's a gift. Each and every day that you're here is an opportunity to find out what's the next best version of yourself that you can be. Find that version, and when you find it, you go ahead with full throttle and you live the life. Peace and love to you. To the entire crew, we say, all hail the king, Innocent. All hail the king. Dave, keep doing what you're doing, bro. To the entire team, peace and love to you. Tomorrow, next week, Thursday, here's what. We have a gentleman from the South who I had the opportunity, he is a vegan. And you'll be surprised, Innocent, what that man takes. Simple things that would make you go, it's finger licking. He's going to be on the inside next week, taking split peas and making fritters and all those sort of things. You start going, wow. That conversation is set for next week with some other folks. We'll be having a little chit chat, having a little drink, say goodbye to Carnival, and we say welcome to the start of school, because GBN has an extra back to school extravaganza that is on the 30th of August. It's a one-stop shop for each and every one of us. Make sure you get everything that the kids need to send them back to school in the new year. Peace and love to you. JC loves you. I am out of here.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock